Hello everyone, this is Professor Sean Stewart for your 13-18 3-week mini-mester interpersonal communications course for the month of December for the fall semester, well technically spring semester. I told you guys in the email yesterday that I would put up a recording of me going over the syllabus and some online course myths and information about this class, so that's what this little video is about. I'm going to start here by looking at the home page of the course. Now, your homepage may look slightly different from mine, as mine's the faculty one and yours is the student one, but the file folders and everything should be the same. When you look on the home page of this particular class, any announcement that I have, I always send an email to the class and I post it on the home page of the course. So you have this, if you see this Welcome to Interpersonal Comm Week announcement, it's also in your email as well. And then on mine D2L homepage, this is where you can scroll down and see all of the due dates for everything in this particular class. And I'm going to go over the assignments for this class a little bit later on here in this video. What I want you to do now, if you're following along, and if you're not following along, it's totally cool, but on the home page of the course, if you go to the Content tab of D2L, this is where you can find practically everything. Everything is housed here in these particular file folders. You see the modules, you see the assignments, practically everything except for the exams. Well, if you can't find anything, always go to the Content tab first, and that's where you should be able to find most information for this particular class. So the first file folder is your textbook information. I put here, start here for Connect. That's how you register for the course. And yes, as I put in the email to you guys yesterday, if you play your cards right, you probably won't have to pay for a textbook for this class. But there is a catch. There is a downside. The free access for the text is only 2 weeks. This class is 3 weeks, so you won't have access to the textbook for the final week, which means you won't have access to study for the final exam. So that is a downside. If you're willing to take that downside, hey, it's your life, God bless. You can do what you want to do, but I'm giving you all of the information out there because I know we're at the holiday time and people are spending money and they don't want to spend a lot of money on textbook access. So I'm giving you that information just to let you know that. But so if you look here as well, this is where you register right here for the textbook. But this is a PowerPoint presentation that shows you how to register, that also gives you information about contacting the Connect team or the Connect people. If you have an issue with Connect, I'm not the first person you should be emailing. Y'all, I teach you guys. I don't work for Connect. So you shouldn't email me first. You should contact them and tell them what your issue is. And they'll give you a reference number, and then you give me that reference number, and then I double check. So just an FYI, if you're looking for the contact information for Connect, go here to the Connect and D2L student registration, and that will show you how to get in contact with them. So let's go to the file folder marked Course Syllabus and Syllabus Quiz. So here's a direct link to your syllabus quiz, but it could also be found under Course Activities, and you'll go to Quizzes and you could get it there as well. Remember, if you've never played around in D2L too much, always understand, for my class, I can't say this about your other professors, but for my class, there will always be multiple places that you can find things. There will never just be one spot, always multiple. So here's the syllabus quiz, but if you click on this link, it's a PDF to the syllabus. The syllabus will always be available to you. So the one thing I want you guys to understand, you're gonna hear me hound on this throughout this video. This is a fast-paced course, even more fast-paced than a summer course. Why? Because we're compressing 16 weeks. That's a regular semester in the fall or the spring. You're compressing that into 3 weeks. So some students say, well, we're doing more work. Well, technically, you're doing the same amount of work. You're just doing it in less time. So no, you're not really doing more work. You're just doing the same amount of work in a compressed time frame compared to the 16-week regular semester. The upside to that, in 3 weeks, you get a class over with and you get your 3 hours, right? So there are pros and cons to this, which you'll hear me go over at the end of this video. My office is on the University Park campus. I realize some of you do not take classes at University Park, but that's where my office is housed. I won't be there. I actually leave to go home to my parents on Wednesday. So we will be in contact mostly through online, if not all, through online. In fact, all campuses, I believe, close on the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. So if you need to get in contact with me, it needs to be online. And once again, this is the textbook information, but you need to go through D2L. Remember, this is an online class, so it's expected that you are online practically every day, especially in a 3-week class. In a summer semester, you could probably get away with not getting online maybe a day or two, but for a 3-week class, you should be online in D2L and Connect literally every day. So you need to be aware of what that entails and the time commitment that it entails to complete a class like this. If you do not log into this class by December 18th at 11:59 p.m., I will drop you from the course, and if you do not complete the syllabus quiz, you will be withdrawn and dropped from this class as well. If you send me an email, which a lot of you have replied back, so I thank you for that. When you send an email to your professor, always be courteous and professional, starting with a greeting. Dear Professor Stewart, this is Mary from your online December mini-mester class. Go into the body of your email and then end your email with your name. That's a professional way to send your professor's emails. None of this text lingo. My name is not Hey. If you start the email with Hey, I will just delete it. I won't respond because that's not, I don't know who you're emailing. It's certainly not me because that's not my name. So just be aware of that. If you go back to the file folder, you'll see on the content tab, you'll see a file folder marked Quick Hits. I've uploaded every Quick Hit for this entire class. There are, I think, 13 of them in there. So there are videos of me going over certain concepts and theories related to the chapter in question and related to the course. The deal with those Quick Hits is they are anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. Some might be a little bit less. But they're me going over certain things that I don't think your textbook goes over in further enough, or I'm going over something that's not even in your textbook that's related to that particular chapter. I'm not going to research who watched what Quick Hit, even though I could do that. That's would be a waste of my time. However, there's information in the Quick Hits that could possibly show up on the final exam. So it's up to you if you want to listen to those or not, but I'm telling you right now, it is a high possibility and probability that some questions on the final come directly from those Quick Hits. The biggest thing I want you to be aware of is this is online access. It's expected, you signed up for an online course, so it's expected that you have appropriate access to the class itself. That includes Wi-Fi, internet access, things of that nature. If you email me saying my computer crashed or the Wi-Fi was out or AT&T Uverse was working on some cables and blah, 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 and I couldn't take that, those excuses do not hold water for an online class. If you're figuring that you're running into computer issues, now you got to be smart. Now you got to think outside the box. Starbucks has Wi-Fi. There's free Wi-Fi at Houston public libraries, I think. Don't quote me on that. There's Wi-Fi on campuses. Your friends and family might have computers or Wi-Fi that you could use, your neighbors. And I will be honest, D2L and McGraw-Hill Connect have done a really great job over the last year of creating more mobile-friendly websites, so you could access this stuff on your phones or on your iPads, things of that nature. So this whole computer was out, Wi-Fi was out, and also keep in mind, I'm not at your house, so I don't know if your Wi-Fi was really out or not. So be aware of that. None of that is an excuse when it comes to assignments and it comes to this particular course. One of my favorite parts of the syllabus, the basic need. If you have difficulty finding food, groceries, a place to live, things of that nature, please contact me. Similarly, if you're struggling because of life issues, health issues, depression, anxiety, you got to contact me if you need some help. This is where we get into trouble where students run into these issues, but they fail to inform their professors. I don't know if it's a pride issue, I don't know if you're embarrassed or what it is, but we're here to help you and we want to help you, or at least I want to help you. So please be aware of that, and if you have any issues, contact me. And I don't know if what you guys have heard about me from former students or not, but trust me, I will be honest with you. It does me no good to sugarcoat things for you. I will be open and honest with you, and I have no issues with that. I want you guys to peruse these frequently asked questions. These will help you throughout the course about when will things be graded, how do certain assignments work, where do I go for help. And then these are your assignments. Most of them are discussion boards, or discussion boards a big chunk of this class. And keep in mind, the reason we have discussion boards is because you're taking an online class. There has to be something that takes the place of face-to-face class discussion if we were in an actual classroom, and that is the discussion boards. So please peruse how this works, how discussion boards work, and I will grade your Module 1 discussion boards pretty quickly. That way you can get an idea of what you're missing, what's not missing, things of that, or what's missing from your answers on the discussion boards or your replies, things of that nature. For the other assignments, you can take a look at these on your own. We'll be doing several assignments regarding this particular class and relationships. But the first couple assignments are about, or the first assignment for sure, the first major one is just the looking glass project. It's basically about you and how you see yourself. And one of the things I want you to be aware of, I told you on the course introduction, you're going to be able to answer why you stay in some relationships and why you terminate others, essentially why some relationships work and some do not. And that looking glass project, I like it because it helps you understand. You have to understand yourself first before you can enter or understand why relationships work and why they don't. And sometimes some people you don't know you. Certain experiences that you've had, certain past experiences, certain things that are frustrating you or causing you depression, things of that nature. Once you get a grasp on who you are, now you can fully understand why relationships have worked and why they have not worked. So you'll be doing that, reflection papers, and please don't take these reflection papers lightly. Essentially what I mean by that is put some thought into it and read my comments. One of the reasons we do these reflection papers is because it sets yourself up for writing the major paper at the end of the semester. So the comments that I'm giving you back on these reflection papers, take those comments and then reply them, of course, to the next reflection paper, but also to the final paper for this class. Where students go wrong is they make the same mistakes in the major paper at the end of the semester that they made in reflection paper number 1. What does that tell me? That tells me that you're not reading my comments. So it's something to just be aware of. You'll do a poem project. Essentially, you're writing a poem. Trust me, it's not as hard as you think, and this tends to be one of the favorite assignments of students in this class. Movie analysis project over either Crash, The Blind Side, or The Help. And I haven't opened that file folder yet because I'm making some edits to the instructions and the assignment instructions. So that'll be done by Wednesday. But what I want you to be aware of is, yes, you might have seen these movies before, but you need to be really familiar with the scenes from all of these movies and then select which one you want to write your paper over. Not only that, I'm going to open up that Dropbox by Wednesday because you could possibly get a head start on that. I'm not saying write the entire thing now because there are certain parts of that paper that you'll need to understand, and that doesn't come until modules 3 and 4. 3 exams in this class plus a final exam, and all exams are online, including your final exam. The quizzes, once again, are built into the course reading, so as you're reading the chapters in Connect, you'll answer questions either before, during, or after. That's what the quizzes are. So that's why you for sure 100% need the textbook. I take plagiarism seriously. If you plagiarize the first time, you'll get a 0 for the assignment. If you plagiarize the second time, you'll get an automatic F in the class and you'll be reported to the Vice President of Student Success, and I will do my darndest to get you kicked out of the university. I am 3 for 3 on that, so just be aware of that. Plagiarism is a serious issue. And then I want you to read my perspective on grading as well, understanding why I grade the way that I grade. So these are your evaluations are the assignments and what they're worth. The total points possible in this class is 915 points, and this is the grading scale. So, and this is your course calendar, and I'm just going to be flat out honest with you. We're going to stick to this pretty much. We will not deviate from this. This is set at almost, I should say that, almost set in stone. So put this in your calendar, in your phones, if you handwrite your calendars, set alerts, do what you need to do to understand what the due dates are for all of these assignments here. Okay? And then all of this information surrounding University Park, our system and our policies, and then the last day to drop a class with a grade of W on your transcript is December 31st. So that was the course syllabus in a nutshell. As I said before, go back and reread the entire syllabus if you can, and you should, to understand some of these smaller things that I might not have gone over that you need to understand to be successful in this course. If you have any questions about the class, I don't mind students emailing me, but you should always go to the syllabus first. See what the syllabus says, because more often than not, your question will be answered in the class syllabus. If you don't see it in the syllabus, then that's when you email your professor, or if you're at the four-year university, your graduate assistant, your GA, or your teaching assistant, your TA. So now I'm going to go over some information about this particular course and some online course myths. That's kind of hard to say. I've already had a few students in this class email me saying that this is their first online class. I applaud you. It's kind of, that's interesting that you're taking a mini-mester for the first online class, but hey, it's totally cool. You got to take your first online class at some point, right? So going over some information about this particular class, about taking a 3-week mini-mester, and about taking an online class in general. First things first about my class, Professor Stewart. When you enter my class, whether it's an online class or whether you take me for a face-to-face course, you enter into a classroom where there's going to be an elevation. And we're elevating your level of thinking. Remember, this is a college classroom. My goal is to get you thinking above and beyond your regular thinking about things. This isn't high school. This isn't middle school. The goal here is to elevate your thinking and your learning, and that's my job, and that's my goal for this class, and you will see that on the assignments that we give and the feedback that I give you. So part of that is critical thinking, understanding how and why. So I want you to take what I just told you right here on this slide and apply that to this entire course, and you'll start to understand as you get assignments back and you see some of my comments and evaluations. So a couple of myths about online classes. First things first, online classes are not work at your own pace. You might have a professor here and there that allows that, but that's not how a true online class works. You see this a lot on TV with those commercials like University of Phoenix, things of that nature, and I'm not degrading or demeaning those particular universities. What I am telling you is they are deceiving you. Online classes are not work at your own pace. There are due dates for assignments just like in a face-to-face class. There's a reason why there's due dates on the course calendar. That's how online classes work. If there weren't due dates, all 25 of you would turn in every single assignment on the very last day of the class, and then you'd expect me to have all 400 assignments graded by the next day. Like, that's not how it works. It's just not realistic. A couple of thoughts that students have given me in the past. I think there's more work in an online class, or some students have even said, I think there's less work in an online class. And the answer to that is no. You do the exact same assignments that face-to-face classes do. The only thing that's different is in online you have discussion boards, and as I explained earlier, that just takes the place of class lecture and discussion in the classroom. So in my classes in the classroom, you get graded on how often and how well you interact with us when I do discussion in the classroom. So they have a participation grade, just like you have a discussion board grade. Same thing. Online is easier or harder? I don't think it's easier, and I don't think it's harder. They're just delivered differently. You will find some professors who will tell you that online is a little bit harder because of the logging in component and because of the false narrative that you can just do work whenever you want. To me, I disagree. I don't think they're easier or harder. I just think they're different. It's just a different method of delivery. And unfortunately, some people are not built yet for that different method of delivery. So you just have to be aware. And I'm just going to flat out and honestly say online's not for everybody. There are some students, maybe some of you in this class today, where you should be in a face-to-face class. Me personally, Professor Stewart, I would rather take a face-to-face class because I like that interaction with my classmates. So information regarding this particular 3-week mini-mester, there are 3 straight weeks of work. In a December mini-mester, that means you're working over 2 holidays. I'm so sorry, but that's just how the setup is. I understand we have Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So I made the course calendar and the schedule to where you should not have to work on those days if you choose to take that time off to spend with your family, which you should. The module that includes Christmas Day has an extra day built in because I anticipated that you will not work on Christmas Day if you celebrate Christmas and you're taking this class. And the same thing, I can't remember if I did that for the one for New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. I don't think I did. But the one thing I want you to be aware of, though, is everything is open, so you can work ahead. So if you know you're going to Denver to Grandma's for New Year's or for Christmas and you're going to be on the road for 8 hours or 12 hours or half the day and you can't do your first post for modules 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever it is, that's why it's open now, so that you can work ahead and get those out of the way so that you don't miss the due date. And just FYI, going to Grandma's is not an excuse. Like, you're still going to get the points deducted, or the 0, so be aware of that. And everything, not everything will be open. Everything is open. All modules in Connect are open. All 3 exams are open. Every chapter is open. All quizzes are open. The only thing that's not open for this class is the movie analysis paper. And as I said before, that'll be open by Wednesday, December 19th. Once again, remember, you are collapsing and compressing an entire 16 weeks into 3 weeks. So not logging in every day, that's not, I shouldn't even say can get you behind, I should say will. It will get you behind. So that's why everything is open now so that you could possibly work ahead. However, if you're experiencing your health issues, or you're working 40 hours a week at your job, or your family comes in the way, and I don't mean come in the way negatively. I mean, you have to take care of your family, especially those of you who are taking this class who have children. Once again, they come first. And the reason I say they come first, because you can always drop this class and take it some other time. Unless you just absolutely need this class to graduate or to just get it out of the way, if you have family, job, or life issues, just drop the class and just take me next semester. It's totally cool. And I think some students don't like to do that because they think dropping means failure. You should want to rather have the drop on your transcript than an F. And you'll hear me give you that information in the next week or 2 as we get closer to the drop date. If you're experiencing anxiety, depression, any of those major life issues, just let me know. I want to help you. I'm here to help you. And even though I won't be in Houston because I'll be at my parents' house, I'll find a way to help you. And just finally, computer issues, not an excuse, not for this class. If you do not have a working, reliable laptop, I encourage you to send me an email letting me know what's going on, and then I'll give you my honest feedback. This is not, sure, D2L and Connect are user-friendly on the iPhone and on Androids and things of that nature, but you really don't want to take an entire online course on your phone. You need a really reliable working laptop or desktop in order to get this online course done. So that's me going over the syllabus and giving you some information about this class. A little longer than I wanted, but some valuable information for you here. Everything is open. You have a syllabus quiz and course introductions that are due by tomorrow, so you need to get hopping on those ASAP. And as always, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to send me an email and ask.